So NFL Week 15 is here. I would say the matchups really aren't that great this week. There's not a lot of great games going on, and pretty simple. I think playoff teams are going to get the wins this week, and they're playing some bad teams. Thursday night game: San Diego versus Denver. Going Denver. Just they're the better team. They're at home. They'll pick up an easy win. Seattle versus New York. I think New York will give Seattle some problems, especially on the road in New York. But I do think Seattle gets the win. They're really scouting out the spot for the Super Bowl at this point, but they know what it means in terms of home field advantage in the playoffs, so they'll be able to step up and get the win. Houston versus Indy. I'm going with the Colts. They have had their struggles, but Houston is a very poor team this year, and I think Indy gets the easy win, gets back on the winning track. New Orleans versus St. Louis. Another simple game, I think. New Orleans does struggle on the road, but St. Louis is a dome, so I got to go with the Saints. I think they'll be able to run their offense and score a ton of points against the Rams. Chicago versus Cleveland. This one was probably one of the tougher games. I think it'll be a very exciting game. Some very electric receivers. You got Josh Gordon on one side. You got Alshon Jeffrey and Brandon Marshall on the other. I think this will be one of the most interesting games to watch this week. But I got to go with the Bears. I think they'll have their struggles. I don't like the decision to go with Cutler over McCown this week, but I do think they'll be able to beat Cleveland. Arizona versus Tennessee. I'm going with the Cardinals. I think they know what it means at this point. They have to win out to get into the playoffs, and I think they'll be able to do that. They're a solid team, and Tennessee has had their struggles. Cincinnati versus Pittsburgh. I'm going with the Steelers. Pittsburgh has been solid, especially of late. And Cincinnati, they're playing better. I just think in a division rivalry, I'm going to go with the home team. I'm going to go with the experienced team, and that's Pittsburgh. Washington versus Atlanta. Got to go with the Falcons. Washington is a mess right now, and the Falcons are playing a little bit better. So going with the Falcons, I think they'll actually handle them pretty easily, and I think Washington's really just kind of self-imploding right now. Buffalo versus Jacksonville, probably one of the closer games of the week, but I think I got to go with the hot team, and that is Jacksonville. Buffalo has struggled. I think they're the more talented team, but you got to go with the hot team, and Gus Bradley's guys are hot right now. New England versus Miami. I will pick the upset in this one. I'm going with Miami and the Dolphins. New England's going to have to cope without Rob Gronkowski again, and Miami's been able to pick up their deep threats lately and get some protection for Ryan Tannehill, and that's really the key to success for the Dolphins at this point of the season, and they know it's a much needed win for them, and I think they get it. Philadelphia versus Minnesota. I got to go with the Eagles. Minnesota, of course, has Adrian Peterson dealing with an injury. Says he'll play this week. So if he does, that'll definitely help Minnesota. And I don't think this is a walkthrough for Philadelphia. I think it will be a tough game. But I think Chip Kelly's guys get it done. San Francisco versus Tampa Bay. This one kind of made me think a little bit. But I do think San Francisco gets the win. Like I said yesterday in my What We Learned video, I think San Francisco is back to where they were last year, and that team can beat the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers have had some success lately, but San Francisco's just got too much talent. The Jets versus the Panthers. This is a decent game, but I do think the Panthers get a big win here. Last week they were a little bit humiliated, and I think they'll want to show the world that, hey, we're really not as bad as you think we are. That last week was just a fluke, and they'll get it done this week. Kansas City versus Oakland. Got to go with the Chiefs all the way. Oakland's defense is terrible. I think Jamal Charles, Alex Smith both have big days. Dwayne Bowe has a good day, and the Chiefs get an easy win. Green Bay versus Dallas, probably the game of the week. And really, this result is really predicated on if Rodgers plays or not. But I think regardless of if he plays or not, I think Dallas gets the win. I just don't think if he does play, he'll be healthy enough to really shred through a weak Dallas defense. And if he doesn't play, the Packers have a lot of problems. So I do think Dallas gets the win, stays in the hunt, and really knocks Green Bay out of the hunt. Monday night game, Baltimore versus Detroit, and going with the Lions at home. They know they screwed up last week after holding a 14-0 lead at halftime, and they're going to want to get back on the winning horse and really take control of the NFC North. That's it for my NFL Week 15 picks. Follow me on Twitter. Check out the blog. You know what's up.